Welcome to our spine-chilling journey through 6 true ghost encounters at truck stops. Out there on the lonely highways, truckers face more than just long hours and treacherous roads. They face the unknown, the things that go bump in the night. Imagine this. You're driving down a desolate highway, the kind where the silence is broken only by the hum of your engine. You pull into a truck stop and see a lone figure standing by the roadside. You offer a ride, and the figure slides silently into the passenger seat. You try to make small talk, but the silence remains unbroken. Then, as quickly and mysteriously as they appeared, they vanish, leaving you with a chill that runs deeper than the coldest night. Later you hear whispers from other truckers about a ghostly hitchhiker forever searching for a ride home. The hiss of air brakes and the rumble of engines are familiar sounds at a truck stop, but one night amidst the cacophony, a trucker notices something different. An antique rig, driven by a figure seemingly plucked from another era, pulls in. They share a cigarette, swap stories, but something feels off. The trucker turns away for a moment, and when he turns back, the antique rig and its driver have vanished. Later, he sees a familiar face in a dusty local newspaper, the face of the ghostly driver, killed in a wreck on that very route decades ago. The fluorescent lights hummed, casting a sickly yellow glow over the grime-stained tiles of the truck stop restroom. A trucker, weary from a long haul, stepped inside. As he approached the sink, a blood-curdling whisper pierced the silence. "Leave now, or you'll end up like me." A figure materialized in the reflection, a woman with ragged clothes and eyes filled with terror. He spun around, heart pounding, but the apparition was gone, leaving only the echo of her warning. Later he heard the stories of a brutal murder years ago. The victim? A young woman left to die in that very restroom. A thick, unnatural fog rolled in, blanketing the truck stop in an eerie silence. Truckers watched as the fog swallowed the familiar landmarks, transforming the mundane into something sinister. Whispers, carried on the wind, seemed to seep from the fog itself. One trucker, braver than the rest, stepped out of his rig, only to see figures moving in the mist. One figure, its face obscured by shadow, reached for his door handle. Terror surged through him. By dawn, the fog had retreated, leaving behind a silence that was somehow more unsettling than the whispers. The aroma of coffee and greasy fries hung heavy in the air of the all-night diner. A trucker, weary from the road, slid into a booth. A waitress, her smile warm and inviting, approached, her name tag reading Betty. They chatted, the trucker sharing tales of his journey, Betty offering advice on treacherous roads. But something about her seemed off. Her reflection was absent in the diner's window. After finishing his meal, the trucker thanked Betty and stepped back out into the night. Later, recounting his encounter, he mentioned Betty. The other truckers exchanged uneasy glances. Betty, they told him, had died years ago, a victim of a robbery gone wrong. Her spirit still lingered, offering comfort to weary travelers. The engine roared as the driver pulled back onto the highway, but something felt different. The truck felt heavier, sluggish. A chill ran down his spine as he glanced at his rearview mirror and saw it, a pale, emaciated figure clinging to the back of his rig. He slammed on the brakes, the truck screeching to a halt, but when he jumped out there was nothing there. Just the empty highway stretching out before him. He wasn't the first, the other truckers told him. The unseen passenger, they called it, a lost soul searching for its final destination, hitching rides on unsuspecting trucks. These stories remind us that the road holds many secrets, some of which are better left undiscovered. Drive safe, and remember, not everything you see is of this world. The next time you find yourself at a truck stop late at night, listen closely. You might just hear the whispers of those who never left the road, their stories forever etched into the asphalt and the diesel fumes.